Hi! Welcome to another Digidom stream. And today, I have tea. That is right, I have tea today. We're doing some Robot Wars with a nice cup of tea. I got in within like first 30 seconds, so I'm hoping I got in before my bot did. We'll see. Also, hopefully I won't have to say anything on Discord either. Like, Twitch should send out notifications just fine, right? I should have faith with Twitch. Live in the faith. But the thing is, I don't actually have to do much of anything when I first start the stream, because there's my bot. Nice. I was able to use my bot. Haha, stream elements, I beat you. I came in before you did. You came in like a minute, I think. But yeah, I don't have to worry about doing a big show straight away, because there's no one really in straight away, which is awesome. It means I can relax. Now, I said we're going to work with Scott. Oh no, Scott does need more work. Or at least, you know, I don't know what's going on with Scott. Scott is like, he moves around so well, it's almost too well. And then he gets himself crashed into like the house box. So, let's see how we do with Jeff. I want Jeff to get us some money. We're on early. Oh gosh, I don't need my Wi-Fi on my phone. Oh, it just welcomed me to the chat room twice. Nice. Because I shortly disconnected and reconnected. Not my Wi-Fi, my data on my phone. Because I have a good data plan, so I might as well use it. Okay, let's go. Now we're going to use Jeff. Because I just feel like
the robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament. You will have to remove the offending weapon, or choose a legal robot to enter.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend any of you with my robot. Okay, Jeff, let's go. My name is Jeff. Jeff versus Electric versus Cutthroat. X-Men versus Warlock versus Corferton. He's the one. Jeff, I want you to destroy him if we come across him. Phantom versus Warsaw versus Blade. Hunchback versus Marshall versus Riverboard. Also, we're starting on battery at the moment, so it will be a little slow going into the fight. But it's okay. Light Fantastic versus Double O versus Switchblade. Skimmer Star versus Alley Cat versus Sparkle. Multicon. Let's save the for Delifer. Urban Avenger versus the Aggressor versus Punchline. What I generally like to do is pick which ones could possibly go through towards the end. So if I was to pick out of those, Out of these three, I would go with probably Corporton because I'd love to beat his butt. Out of these ones, I'd pick Warsaw. These ones, I'd probably go with maybe Hunchback. Might sometimes get Switchblade. I think the Switchblade maybe, because that's a cool name. Skimster versus Captain Sparko. I think Sparko. I like that name. Morphon versus Safety versus Fearful. Now, I know Fearful. But I think Morticon might go for that. And Heaven Adventure, the Aggressor. I think probably the Aggressor. Anyway, we've got Electra and Cutthroat. We got this. Come on, Jeff. You can do this. Jeff is basically an orange pie robot. What seats are they? Let's see.
This robot is seeded 5th, and it's likely to be a serious contender. It's shaped like a kind of domed wedge. It's armed with a set of horizontal lifting spikes, just right for tipping robots over or pushing them into arena obstacles. This robot's seeded 7th in the competition, should pose a genuine challenge. Powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack, it's armed with a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which the team claims will cut through almost anything. Unseeded this robot, but showing a lot of potential. A 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack gives this robot all the power it needs.
Not going to talk about the axe that he has now. Okay. Let's go, see how we do with Jeff.
They better mind the arena wall flamers. They can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper comes into play when a robot's immobilized. A bit of extra insult to injury to be flipped around the arena. That's the pit. Don't want to be going in there too soon. They've got to look out for the blasts of fire from those flame grills. They can do a surprising amount of damage. You don't want to get too close to the corner patrol zones. Once you're in there, it's more pain than you can handle.
Okay, Jeff, let's go.
3, 2, 1. Activate. I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Cool, calm, collected and hellish are the only words I can find to describe Electra. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The Kevlar arm giving it great protection there. Titanium arm, not as effective as that impact as they'd like. The spike, piercing its target. Not much damage, but it's made a start. Kevlar taking a battery, holding up. The saw blade is shattered. It's not much use now. Holding up well against the target. Pushing it around. It's going to damage it. Keep going. To the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? They can't bring themselves here. Afraid it's game over. Bashing away at the Kevlar, and it's ideal to resist it. The titanium standing up well to the bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. Taking a bit of a battering as it pushes it all over and tries to topple it. Cease!
That was GG's. It's a good start. Let's try on 41 seconds. Somehow, Cutthroat's still mobile. Even though we had also flipped him. Style. They like my style. Smooth. That was really good. You could imagine just the team having to like kill time. Like they fixed everything on the bot and they have like 19 minutes and 12 seconds to spare. It's like, yeah, let's just chill for 20 minutes. Okay, Corporaton made it through there. And it's like, didn't pick on that then. Hunchback made it through. Switchblade made it through. Don't think I picked any through then. Did I pick through? I don't think I did. 2 or 3 in total. The aggressor made it through. We got Cutthroat. Which, I think Cutthroat was a lesser seed. So, he was a seed 7. Whereas Electro was like seed 5, I think. Let's go.
Three, 2, 1. Activate. Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? It was ready and waiting for its first victim. The Kevlar armor giving it great protection though. Nearly onto the flame wheel, look out! Charging in with tremendous force. Moving in, having a go with that vicious spike. There goes the flipper. What the view's like up there?
Now you can stay down.
Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armor with the right. The armor holding out well against the charge. Chopping away. Can he get a good blow in? The axe has been broken off. No more use out of that then. They can't help themselves. It looks like they're out of the contact. The steel resisting the blade so far. The Kevlar. And it's taken a real battering with that blow. On the attack, blade spinning. It's a lot of damage today. It's carnage. Devastation. It's... Cease!
It's done. The deed is done. We qualify to the next round. 49 seconds gone. Nice. We did break our axe though. 50% damage. It's okay, still fixed it. With 11 minutes and 42 seconds to spare. Nice! Oh, Corporaton. He is the one that I want to get rid of. Jeff, we must kill this next one. I mean kill him. Play versus Robot. Ah, the aggressor still made it through. Don't think I really picked them for those other bots to try and get through. Got cooperative. Can't wait to get him. Cannot wait to get him. He was the slimy fella that got past Scott back in the semi-final. And now we've got him in the third round. I am going to destroy him. Let's do this. Come on, Jeff. He's probably seed number 1 as well. He normally is.
Great things are expected from this robot, seeded as it is, first in the competition.
Yep.
Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. It has a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which spins at an incredible 12,000 revs per minute. No expense spared on this robot. Let's hope the results live up to expectations, or someone's going to want a refund.
Oh, they're going to want a refund by the time I'm done with it. Come on, Jeff, we got this.
Three, 2, 1, activate! Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame
Who do you
away.
think you'll get?
Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? The Kevlar, not the toughest armor against blades like this. And the axe easily smashing through there. You can see the damage starting to show. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. The armor holding up well against the charge. Their spike's been broken off! Doesn't even scratch it with the axe this time. I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. And it's going to barge straight into it! Slamming in. You can see it starting to make an impression.
Ha.
Off comes the axe.
Yes!
Much less attack power. That's a real blow. The steel
Flip it,
taking the
flip it,
punishment
flip
well
it,
so
flip it.
far. Up and away!
Yes!
Parachute.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter.
That's what you get. Don't you ever come across me again.
They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turtle soup for them. The
Yeah, get rid
Kevlar
of it.
taking the battering but holding
Scrap
up.
it.
Trying hard to cut through the Kevlar. Already a puncture mark as the spike gets stuck in. Nothing serious though, I don't think. Nearly onto the flame wheel, look out!
Oh, I went on.
That's a big close. Cease!
I love how the axe just broke behind us and just got stuck behind. 1 minute and 17 seconds. Nice. That's what he gets. Good job, Jeff. Good job. This is why I like round bots. Round bots, I don't know why, but they seem to get the job done well. Wagons. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, Jeff. Your pumpkin pie, let's continue. Oh, we got played. The aggressor. Oh, it'd be some final we go up against the aggressor. It's either going to be Alicat or aggressor for the final. But at the moment, we've got plague. Plague, eh? Doesn't sound like a lovely robot name, honestly.
Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded second. Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, the carbon steel cutting disc is tremendously powerful in action, the team tell me.
Well, we got past the first seed. Let's see if we can get past the second seed. Come on, Jeff.
3, 2, 1. Activate! Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. Charging in with tremendous force! Steel armour making it harder to come into a floor. Flash, crash, and smash. Looks like a crippling blow with a force behind that.
Sorry!
Cut into titanium armour. The crowd
You still got the
waiting
axe
for them to
back.
get saw blade whirring as they try to
Walk
find an
around.
opening. This has all the makings of a classic battle. It's made a good start.
Actually breaks off easily.
Beginning to cause some damage. Smash! And again! Heavy blows from the axe.
Because they open.
Raylan starts here. Afraid it's game over.
Still the
Titanium
gun.
armour not as effective against that impact as they'd like. The chainsaw tearing away, but it's only
Good job,
grazing
Jeff.
and scratching so far. Need to get a better grip. Heading over to push and tip it if it can. The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want main. Cease!
Qualified. We've made it to the final. It's funny, Jeff just rammed straight into him. It's like, whoopsies! I rammed you into the wall, sorry. Drive, 2075 damage, okay. I'm gonna fix that. Armor, 48 seconds. Weapons, 9 seconds. Done. Let's go into the final with Jeff. Jeff versus Alleycat.
This is the 6th seed. Could be one to watch out for. A 5 horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine giving this robot all the power it needs. It's armed with a spike trap to pin and push opponents.
Okay.
Three, 2, 1, activate! Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. That flip was ready and waiting for its first victim. The steel resisting the blade so far. The axe slamming in on the attack.
Oh, you want to play that game, yeah. Come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff.
In comes that heavy blade now. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. And the axe easily smashing through there. Won't lift anything anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, look out! Could be barbecued bot. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage. Bumping and banging. Not Not a
Stop
lot of
trying to
damage
attack
so
my front.
far. Smashing down with that mighty axe blade. Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. My word! There's bits of robot all over the arena! A mighty clunk as it makes contact. It's tougher than it looks. Only a few scratches this time. And it's taken a real battering with that blow! The steel taking the punishment well so far. The steel resisting the blade so far. The titanium standing up for now. How long will it hold out? This is classic Robot Wars! The heavy weapon crashing in and making mincemeat of this one. It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battering. Immediately, it tries to slam down on it. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. The axe has been broken off! No more use out of that then! Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. Determined to pound it into submission. And I think it's ready to submit now! Slamming in! You can see it starting to make an impression. Chopping away! Can it get a good blow in? Onto the arena pepper they go! Are they ready to fly? Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. Thudding in, not strong enough to do too much damage. The armor holding out well against the charge. On a direct collision course!
What?
It's made a good start. It's beginning to cause some damage. Careful, don't drive into the pit. There's no way out of there. And the impact causing some
Oh
real
my God.
damage this time.
I was so close to getting you into the pit. Oh my God.
Oh, look out! Could be barbecue bot. The steel taking the punishment well so far. The axe slamming in on the attack. The steel resisting the blade so far. The titanium standing up well to the punishment. On a tremendous charge now, speeding across the arena.
Damn. He got us. It was a good try. Alicat got the win. Hello, welcome Scott. Welcome. Thank you for the biddies.
Hello!
You do that every time. I always imagine you as some kind of crazy animatronic and then you just do the hello. How's your day been today, Scott? Have you had a good day? Are you, as Kayla would say, are you fresh? You're hilarious. Jeff almost won us the competition. He got to the final and Alicat wasn't having it. And the judges decided Alicat won. It's like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But fine. So, we want to win the competition again. Let's try and get some more credits. Still working, just doing some overtime. Oh, God bless you. Thank you for coming to my stream while you were working. And I'm doing good, thank you. Still struggling with my robots. Only just, we're having this sort of a bad hustle with it all. But look, we will figure it out. Okay. I think Jeff was just unlucky.
The robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament. You will have to remove the offending weapon, or choose a legal robot to enter.
Okay. Ori, I'm not sure whether we should use Ori for an actual fight. I mean, we could. Let's just see how she does. I don't know. The drive could be... See, yours is pretty good. Or he's just very... We will try you again, Scott. I think you got unlucky with the house bots when you were last in it. We just got unlucky. And Jeff almost won us the competition. Almost. But Alicat just wasn't going down whatsoever. Alicat is a hard one to go up against because he's just a square boxed bot. And he's just not easy to make go upside down. So you have to try and destroy him as much as you can. But he's not very easy to destroy. So he's a hard one to deal with. But we'll go with you again, Scott. And see how you do. Since you've come in. Hopefully this time you might be able to do something. We've got the ball lock and Electra. Cool. There's also Punchline, Alicat, and Corporaton. Now, out of Alicat and Corporaton, probably Corporaton might get through that. I'm going to put my money on Corporaton. Smoghead and Salvage and Plague. Probably go with Plague. He's pretty good. Axemaster, Ranarok, and Boschka. I think Ranarok, maybe? The Light Fantastic, Cutthroat, Granite Grinder. I would probably assume the one to get through those three would be maybe Granite Grinder. It's almost Switchblade and the Aggressor. I think Switchblade. I don't know. The Hunchback Porcupine. I think maybe Morticon. Might get through that one, and then there's Tiger, Warsaw, and Buzz. Probably Tiger with that one. Probably. But let's go with our lot anyway. We got Bullock and Electra. We can do this. Bullock is basically like you. He's like the same shape that you have, Scott. But he just has like a horn thing, and it doesn't really have a self-right mechanism, whereas at least you do. Like when you get flipped upside down, you're able to like really push yourself back up again, which is really good. So long as we don't break your flipper.
Seeded fourth in the competition, this robot isn't to be taken lightly. Powered by a 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, it's armed with a vicious, three-pronged rending spike.
Now I wonder why they picked fourth for him.
On good form lately, as you can see by the fifth seed placing. Looking for good things
so
from this robot here today. A slightly unusual domed wedge shape to this robot. That's interesting. It has a powerful set of lifting spikes for immobilizing the opposition.
And then, of course, there's Scott. Scott,
definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseeded today. Powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena.
How is it huge? It says 3,000. That's not loads. This game is whack. Their stats are all whack.
The flamers on the arena walls can be a great danger if a robot's flammable at all. They can give them a nasty shock even if they aren't too. The arena flipper, a great way to finish a fight if someone's immobilized. Throw them up in the air and watch them crash to the ground. There is the pit of oblivion. Take care not to get too close, or it could be all over. Bursts of flame occasionally from the flame grills. They can toast a robot if they get stuck there. Watch out for the CPZs, otherwise you might come face to face with the house robots.
Yeah, they got you there last time, but we'll try not to let that happen next time.
3, 2, 1. Activate. to cook. Who's the main course?
Whoa,
It's
whoa.
lifting days are over for this battle. Tricky to cut into the titanium. Luckily for them, the lawnmower blades just breeze
there goes
the
Alexa.
surface. Wait, what? Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. On a direct collision course. Another small gouge out of it. Needs to get a bit more weight behind it to do more than scrap stuff. It's carnage, devastation. It's Robot Wars. Man, mind themselves. Oh, it looks like they're out of the contest. Can the only medium armor stand up to this? The steel taking the punishment well so far. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. Not much damage this time. Have a little go. Try trading. Stand up to too much. Cease!
Okay, so we've got the ball lock. This will be interesting. We just get a picture of the rear view of Sergeant Bash. Isn't that great? And his little razor that he has behind him, which I don't think I've ever seen him use that. At least not in the game. I've always seen him use his blowtorch and his pincers. I've never seen him use his rear spinny cutter in the game. Whereas Matilda always uses her little saw that she has. And her flippers. Okay, Scott Pack, we can do this. Let's go. I have a sports gun. It's not good for the play. Plus because it's kind of locked. Front ground is a separate. The rest is a switchblade. Was I going for anything? Probably. I think I was going for Professor. Yeah. Contract versus Porcupine. Okay, I don't really like either of those. Tiger versus Warsaw. But a majority of the ones that I did go for had gone through. So we've got ball lock anyway, so let's do this. The boo lock. Gonna fight the boo lock.
Three, 2, 1, activate! Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. Off comes the spike! They're gonna have to try another tactic now! Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. Stuttering the metal as the tough metal repels the blades. And it comes. Can it get under there?
Come on, stop.
The crowd wonder what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. Matilda is hungry. Is she going to get a bite to eat?
Damn.
Like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to
think we're
get
both
back
gone.
up. It's turtle soup for them. Dharma holding out well against the charge.
Did we both get eliminated?
fantastically. Cease.
Qualified. Okay. That's cheese, but okay. 43 seconds. Gone in 43 seconds. We were both gone in 43 seconds. But because we didn't decide to stop the bout, I knew he slightly went before we did. So I thought, wait it out and see what happens. That was cheese. That was some real thick cheese going on there. Also, I'm going to do a shout out for the start. You might not even be here because you're working, but... I can't tend to forget. I have a simple mind. Playing... Simulacra. Oh. Interesting. Corporate. Oh, you want the crystal wave? Can do. Because I'm in like my pajamas today, I've also left her in her pajamas. So she's got her little poppy pajamas. Yeah. Controls. But yeah. Little crystal wave for you, Scott. I do have to try and come up with some other stuff to do for my channel. I'm sure there's other things. Who else is there? Let's play. Play got through. The aggressor got through. Pokemon in Warsaw. Yeah, I think. Was I going for Warsaw? I'm not sure. I think. I'm not sure whether I did go for Warsaw this time. Yep. Corporate on. Let me guess, he's first seed again.
The top seed, this
Yep.
robot obviously in with a good chance. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. It's armed with a spring-powered axe, slow to reload, but good attacking power from this weapon. Can the other competitors take this bull by the horns?
Well, we cut the last bull by the horns. It was Warlock. And this is the guy who got us in the semi-finals for.
3, 2,
We're gonna get.
1.
We're gonna get.
Activate.
Come on, stop.
I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. On the offensive now, with those rotating blades. With steel armor, it's harder to cut into, of course. And the axe easily smashing through there. Bits and pieces everywhere. We could melt them down to and make a whole new robot out of them. Barely a scratch caused with that attack. And in it goes! A lot of weight behind this robot and making good use of it to cause damage. Barging in to push it around. Crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going.
Oh no, they're lying on their backs like a turtle in the sun.
The chainsaw attacking! Can it cause some damage? The chainsaw clatters off the surface. Not strong enough to get through it, I think. The weapon trying to lift it and topple it. Oh! Look out! Could be barbecued pot! Cease!
Got him good. Got him. "38 seconds, nice. Good job, Scott. We'll take that one. Still got 17 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. Team would be relaxing. Okay, Scott back for his play. Okay. At least we don't have to deal with Alley Cat. Alley Cat we do not need to deal with, thank God. Ah, yes, please.
Seeded second, and one to keep an eye on is
Second
this.
seed.
Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, it has a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which spins at an incredible 12,000 revs per minute.
Tea. Tea with sugar. I'm never sweet enough.
3, 2, 1. Activate. Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? The titanium standing up well to the punishment. Scrapes off. No damage this time. Nearly onto the flame grill. Look out! It gets underneath, getting a grip, but not enough as it fails to lift it. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. The axe slamming in on the attack. The blades grind round, trying to get into a good position to attack. Good try. No damage that I can see. Titanium armour not as effective against that impact as they like. Heading over to push and tip it if it can. Tough steel armour, making it harder to cut into, of course. Determined to pound it into submission, and I think it's ready to submit now.
Damn.
Too easy to cut into titanium armour. The circular saw getting closer. Can they get in close enough? It's made a good start. It's beginning to cause some damage. Metal everywhere. Love it. The steel resisting the blade so far.
Sounds like fine. You want to be in my corner? Take this.
More action. Not causing it too much pain so far. If they can lift it further, it would help. They can't hide themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. Titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. And the broken blade. No use now. They're going to have to try something else. This is what Robot Wars is all about! Carnage!
Nice.
Cease!
Nice job, Scott. That's what we like to see. 1 minute and 13 seconds. Nice. Let's go. I think the next is the final. If we win this one, we win it. So let's hope we can do well. Okay. Cut. Okay, let's go, let's go. How much back we got? 30% remaining. Oh, that's okay. Ah, yes, Cutthroat.
The 7th seed, and underestimated, some people say. A 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack gives this robot all the power it needs. Its weapon is a garden strimmer-powered circular saw. No expense spared on this robot. Let's hope the results live up to expectations. Or someone's going to want a refund.
Someone's gonna want a refund. You don't say.
Three, two, one. Activate. Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. The armor holding out well against the charge.
Excuse you. I'm not allowed to get in my way.
Time from the blades. My word! There's bits of robot all over the arena! It slashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battery. Just a scratch as the spike slides off again. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. There it goes. Over and out of the contest. And that's it. Causing damage as it starts to rip into it. The saw blade is shattered. It's not much use now. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turning through for that. Trying hard. Through the Kevlar. The steel resists the blade so far. Not too hard.
Jesus, they're all at
The
me.
aluminium, but it's putting up a brave fight.
Oh my god. Matilda's just like, get out my corner.
Cease!
Get out my corner, guys. Flame going up our buttocks. Cutthroat gone in 39 seconds. Ooh. Good job, Scott Pack. You got another victory. GG! 2,000 credits. Nice. That should be enough to get us through capture the flag, hopefully, with Ori. Let's go do some capture the flag. And hopefully, not fall off too much. Rooftop chase. We got this. We got this.
The robot you have selected is too heavy to qualify for
Yeah,
this
I know.
tournament. You will have to either lose some weight from this robot or select another lighter robot to enter.
Okay.
Good.
And she just says good, then afterwards it's like, lady, could you please stop? Come on, Ori, we're gonna go again. Capture the flag. Who we got? The Bullock, Buzz, Granite Grinder, and Meltdown. Who would I think gets through out these lot? Nuts and Bolts, Sinister, Hunchback, Body Smash, Flash, and The Rock. Probably... I'd guess Nuts and Bolts, maybe? It's really hard to tell though. Let's say Sabertooth, Robotica, Switchblade, Sparko, and Hurricane. Probably Robotica. And Salvage, Cutthroat, Hawkeye, Punchline, Loki. Out of those ones, maybe Punchline? I don't know. And I'm hoping out of these ones, Bullock, Buzz, Granite Grinder, Meltdown, and Ori, I'm hoping it will be us. We can only hope. Live in hope and die in despair. Ori, I'm believing in you. Okay, let's see their stats. Or their seeds.
Unseeded in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve.
32 spaces.
Powered by a
Okay.
12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. The circular saw you can see is powered by a motor
thing with this
from a
is-
garden strimmer of all things.
The flag that you're supposed to hold on to, it keeps running off the building. So most of the AIs tend to
This is
fall
our
off.
third seed. Has a good chance of taking home the title. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. It's armed with a flamethrower, which torches at temperatures of up to 300 degrees Celsius.
Did you say Meltdown's the 4th seed? Maybe.
Unseeded this time, but no
Unseeded?
slouch. This robot could do well. A 24-volt sealed
He has less
lead-acid
speed than I
battery,
do.
the power behind this robot. A relatively cheap robot, this one as well, showing you can still compete in Robot Wars on a budget.
But can you do well on a budget?
Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded 2nd. This robot, one of the box wedge designs, a variation on the old favourite, as you can see. It has a vicious rending spike angled to cause maximum damage. This robot isn't seeded, but is well fancied in the pits. Could be the dark horse of the tournament. A 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack gives this robot all the power it needs. It's armed with a 15-centimetre titanium ramming spike. A bit of a Jurassic robot, this one. Let's hope it avoids extinction.
Jurassic. Or he's a bit Jurassic. Let's go. Oh, hi, Slimy! Welcome!
Be wary near the skylight, otherwise you might be dropping in on someone unexpectedly.
How's your day going, Slimy?
The fans can blow you upwards if they have enough power, so be careful, otherwise you might end up a floating duck. The sides of the building make a great place to push robots off. Be wary though, or you may end up as street pizza yourself. The generators are brimming with electricity to power all that neon. They can give you a nasty shock if you get too close.
That speeded up quick.
Three, 2, 1, activate!
Okay, let the others
the
go
gap.
off back first. It's gonna be a
I
fight.
always thought the granite was tough. It was
Oi!
before the granite grinder arrived on the scene.
Oi!
The Kevlar armor makes it difficult to pierce the body of this robot.
Killed a lot. Stop!
Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. The Kevlar
Oh my
armor
God, I'm being bullied.
great protection though. Dents and scrapes as it bumps and barges around the arena. Straight through into the room below. Hope they don't cause any damage there. They've made robot pizza of themselves. Oh,
Boring but good.
clever, isn't
Oh!
it? Very nice to look at
Well,
it.
hopefully
And
I
shut-
can help entertain you a bit more. Did you see that? Sir Kills a Lot just comes all over me and doesn't let go and then pulls me straight into the glass. I'm like, what the heck was that? Is it because I didn't move straight away? Meltdown's gone. So who is it that made it through? Buzz is gone. The Bullock's gone. Are we all gone? 31 seconds. I was gone in 22 seconds. That was hardly fair. 29 seconds. So whoever had the less seconds made it through. Or, yeah, not less, but most. Most seconds. 31 seconds for Meltdown. 29 seconds for Buzz. 31 seconds. So it's either about the Bullock or the other one. The Bullock or Meltdown, I think. Yeah, they're both at 31 seconds. Them's the breaks. They are indeed the breaks. It's like Sir Kills a Lot just ruined our chances. Let's try again, and this time avoid Sir Kills a Lot at all cost, because that wasn't good. That cost us 500 to enter. And we just lost it like that.
The robot you have selected is too
I
heavy
know,
to qualify for
shush.
this tournament. You will have to either lose some weight from this robot or select another lighter robot to enter.
That lady will drive you nuts.
All right.
And she just says, "All right," once you get the right pot. Okay. Worry, Meltdown, Robotica, the Ball Lock, Granite Grinder. It's practically like the same bots apart from Buzz got replaced by Robotica. I wonder where Buzz is in the other ones. Yeah, Buzz is in this one. Instead. Okay. This time, let's just go through with things. Because I don't think we need to see their seeds or stats or anything. And just avoid Sir Kills-A-Lot at all costs. Because that was bad. That was really bad. Like, Sir Kills-A-Lot was just on top of us. And also try to avoid Shunt as well. That would be a good idea. There's also Dead Metal.
Falling through the skylight's not a good idea. You might end up in the basement and out of the running.
Right.
3, 2, 1. Activate. Watch out. Things can get a bit steamed up. Hard to make an impression on the polycarbonate.
Whoa.
It's very
Careful,
tough.
careful.
The Kevlar taking a battery but holding up.
Whoa!
In for a shunting.
Did I make it through?
Cease.
We made it through that time! Oh my god, did they all just go into the glass? They did! Oh my god! That's epic. They all just fell into the glass. Granite Grinder gone. Robotica gone. Meltdown's gone. And there's Ori. Perfect. Yeah, wow. Dumb bots. They are dumb bots. But I had to avoid Sir Kills-A-Lot. Because he would have got me again. I had to avoid him at all costs.
Hello!
Oh, hello, Ori! Welcome! Congratulations on getting the first. Hi, 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 hi! And let me just, do a quick little shout out. Like that, before I forget. Yes, did you have a good rest? Are you doing well? We are trying to win Capture the Flag with a bot that I've made of you. And we had only just managed to get through the first round out of 2 rounds. And all the bots fell through the skylight, but we had to like avoid Sir Kills-A-Lot at all costs, because beforehand Sir Kills-A-Lot grabbed us and took us from one area of the arena, brought us around, and then made us crash straight into the skylight. It was a bad loss the first time. Still very sleepy, just woke up. Ah, well, you get mini pet pets. Let me just give you the pet pets. Pets for Ori. Pets for Ori. Eat. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's see if we can get this. This is the second round. So the main thing, there's only 3 of them now. There's not 4 of them. There's like 3 of them to guard against now. So there's Sabertooth, Nuts and Bolts, and Cutthroat. We just have to keep hold of the flag and avoid falling through the skyline. Ooh. Okay, let's see their stats. How fast are they?
The 4th seed, and this robot definitely in with a chance today.
32.
Powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack, it's armed with a hardened steel circular saw powered by the petrol motor from a garden strimmer. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then.
Okay.
This robot, unseeded, but could do better than everyone expects today. Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, it's armed with a sharp 30-centimetre titanium ramming spike. Not seeded in this competition, but this robot has the capability to cause a few upsets and surprises. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery, it's armed with a 30-centimetre titanium spike driven forward by a pneumatic ram. Lots of potential in this unseeded robot. Could be one to look out for. A 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack gives this robot all the power it needs. It's armed with a 15-centimetre titanium ramming spike. Spiky by design, spiky by nature. This one looks like it has a mean temper.
Ooh. Let's see if we can do it. Capture the flag and hopefully not fall down the skylines. Gotta avoid the house robots.
3, 2, 1. Activate. Mind the gap. Ah, now this is nuts and bolts. A shabby contraption. Triple 2 up its sleeve though. The polycarbonate holds such good defense against cutting attacks. And in it comes to ram with the spike. And the axe easily smashing through there. Oh, this could hurt if Shrunk sticks his axe in. I'm not sure how long the aluminium armour can hold up against this sort of impact.
Stop.
The cutting attack.
No.
It's best to get through the bulletproof glass.
Matilda, stop! Oh!
But they don't cause any damage there. Cease.
Yes! Yes! It was just there, tilting on the edge. And we're just like... boop, and we get the flag. It's like... GG's. Nice. What a win. What a win. Sabretooth gone in 30 seconds. Nuts and bolts gone in 31 seconds. And then there we are with the flag. Love it. Yeah, GG's. Good job, Ori. Secret component. We've got a secret component. I wonder what that could be. It's a secret. Oh. A secret component. Oh. Hey, the rooftop chase. Rooftop chase trophy might blow away in a strong breeze. Nice. Now, let's see if we can win the traditional rooftop Robot Wars. Hopefully we can. I mean, it's a small arena, so I suppose it depends on our pushing power and which robot could we take to it. Okay, lightweight, super heavyweight. Oh, we can bring in super heavyweights. Ooh. Okay. So there's no weight restriction on this one. No weight restriction whatsoever. We could have heavier robots if we wanted to. Interesting. Even though I feel like we'll probably just go with whatever bots we have at the moment, because it's like easier. Okay, so we could go with Crystal. Could go with Els. Could go with Jeff. Could go with Scott Pack. And then we could go with Ori. Even though she's a lightweight and she doesn't have great protection. She could still maybe do a good job. I don't know. But she's definitely good for like the running ones. Or anything that is like middleweight. I haven't tried Els in a while. And I'm curious to see how she does with those spikes. Let's try Els. I'm probably gonna regret it, but let's see how Els can do. Let's go. Els versus Meltdown versus Electra. Okay, so there's only two. There's the Algo versus Hunchback versus Smoghead, which, out of those three, I think the one to make it through could be maybe Hunchback. Like Fantastic versus Switchblade versus Corpton. I think Corpton has a good chance. Hurricane versus Fang versus the Agitator. I'd probably go with Fang, maybe. Let's go. We got Meltdown and Electra. Meltdown and Electra. I think Meltdown has a fire one as well. Yeah, flamethrower. That's it. Let's see their seeds.
Seeded third. No surprise that this robot's very highly thought of. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. It's armed with a deadly flamethrower, fed from a propane tank.
Off.
Seeded second, and one to keep an eye on is this. It's shaped like a kind of domed wedge. The lifting spikes can be used to push robots around the arena and into all kinds of trouble.
And then there's Els.
This robot is unseeded, but still could be one to keep your eye on. A 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack gives this robot all the power it needs. This is one of the most expensive robots we have competing today. Nothing was too good for this team.
Okay. If we can win the traditional competition, we get through this arena.
Be wary near the skylight, otherwise you might be dropping in on someone unexpectedly. Watch for the fan speed when they're running at full throttle. You may find yourself higher above the ground than you want to be.
It's probably one of the hardest arenas to play in.
Dangerous place to hang about.
Because the house spots make it very difficult.
Robot off the street below. Get too close to the generators at either end of the arena, and you could be in for a nasty shock.
Because you've only got so much track space to go around from this.
Three, 2, 1. Activate. Mind the gap. Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. The titanium shell, for now, how long will it hold out? The flame not getting far against the steel shell. This has all the makings of a classic battle. Aluminium armor, not much defense against this kind of attack. The chainsaw, repelled by the tough outer shell, heading over to push and tip it if it can. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. Punching away at it with a spike. Pushing it around, not causing any damage yet. Keep going. They can't right themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like
there goes the laptop.
The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. In it comes. Can he get under there? Matilda is ready and waiting. Not much damage this time. Cease.
Okay, we're going against Meltdown by the looks of things. Electra just doesn't seem to know how to get through things when you're going up against her. Like, she topples over so easily. Like, look at that. Electro gone in 33 seconds. It's just doesn't know how to stay in the competition at all. Okay. So it's us versus Meltdown. Nice. Let's go. Okay, Elves versus Meltdown. The Smoghead versus Hunchback. Corphaton versus Switchblade. So again, I went with Hunchback and I went with Corphaton. The aggressive versus Fang, and I went with Fang. So okay, let's see if we can get Meltdown anyway. Come on, Elves. I believe in you. I believe in you, Elves. Let's go. Just be wary of the house bots.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Because Sir kills a lot, can pinch you and take you straight
Watch out, I don't think that glass will hold much weight. Those fans
whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, whoa.
Harder to cut into, of course. Flames everywhere as this determined attack gets underway. Their spike's been broken off.
No, no, no.
It's not impossible. Not sure how long the armor can hold up against this sort of impact.
Wait, did he get flipped?
What a Turkish bath.
He got
Getting
flipped.
very close to those steam vents. They don't want to fall through that skylight. Could be a disaster.
Good job, Elves.
There's bits of robot all over the arena. Slamming in. You can see it starting to make an impression. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up.
Sir kills a lot is trying to get to him, but the thing's in the way.
Watch out. Things can get a bit steamed
Oh god.
Those fans can really pump out.
Good job, Elves. Nice. Gone in 49 seconds. I love it. There you go. It's like, hello, are you going to continue? Yes? Very good. Okay, Elves, this is the semi-final. Semi-final, Elves. Try not to fall off the ceiling. Elves versus Smoghead. Corpatron versus Fang. Okay, we've got Smoghead to do this. Ooh, the pressure's on. What seed is Smoghead? Let's see.
Unseeded, but certainly not out of the running for the title. Anything can happen here. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. It's armed with a heavy swinging axe, which should do some damage. If it can't win, maybe it'll just arrest the other robots for dangerous driving.
Doubtful. Okay. Come on, you can do this. You can do this, Alice.
2, 1. Activate. Do they want a Turkish bath? They're getting very close to those steam vents. The steel resisting the blade so far. I've got to keep away from that generator. I'm going to be hit by 10,000 volts. This is classic Robot Wars. I don't think the spike did much good that time. And it's taken a real battering with that blow. Lifting it just enough for it to fall over. Not much damage though. Hard to make an impression on the polycarbonate. It's very tough. It's carnage. Devastation! It's Robot Wars! Coming in to pin it down with the ideal bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. That won't lift anything anymore.
He got rid of our flipper. Shoot.
And in it goes! A lot of weight behind this robot. I'm making good use of it to cause damage. A mighty clunk as it makes contact. It's tougher than it looks. Only a few scratches this time. Bits and pieces everywhere.
No!
You could melt them down, I suppose, and make a whole new robot out of them. Punching into
No!
the steel, but it's holding out well. The steel resisting the blade so far. And some serious damage with that blow. Very good charge from this robot. Metal everywhere. And the crowd love it. They don't want to fall through that skylight. Could be a disaster. The axe has been broken off. No more use out of that then. Oh! Sir Killalot won't be messed with. Better keep away from there.
Go on. Push him
Pushed
into it.
the clutches of Sir Killalot. Matilda is hungry. Is she going to get a bite to... Cease!
Yes! He must have destroyed it. Nice. Gone in 1 minute and 23 seconds. Must have got destroyed. Just as Sir Kills-a-Lot smashes through the glass, then like, oh my god. Bye, Sir Kills-a-Lot! Goodbye! Sir Kills-a-Lot is definitely too heavy to be on those roofs. Oh, we got a lot of damage in there. See if we can fix our weapons. Ooh, 1 minute and 27 seconds left. Nice. No music, just text. Yeah. That's the way it was. Mind you, I'm still happy when I get the victories because they can be so hard to get. It can be so challenging to get through. So even though there's not much when you get the victory and such, you're still like delighted that you got through it. But yeah, I know what you mean. They could have done more. But maybe they rushed a little to try and get the game out. It feels like the game was slightly rushed to get it out.
Great things are expected from this robot, seeded as it is, first in the competition.
First again.
Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, it has a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which spins at an incredible 12,000 revs per minute. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then.
Right, if we win this, we make another bot. Yeah? Actually, if we win this, we should have enough to be able to get through to another arena, hopefully. But I would also like to make another bot. Okay, Els. Final. Let's go.
2, 1. Activate. Watch out. Things can get a bit steamed up. The Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. The steel armor giving some defense against the attack. Punching away at it with a spike. Off comes the spike. They're going to have to try another tactic now. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage.
He got flipped. He got flipped. He got flipped.
Barging in to push it around.
Yes. Get in. Get in, Els. Yeah, just let him break it. Let him break his axe. Let him break it. Nice.
Afraid it's game over. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it.
Definitely.
Armor stand up to this. Tough steel armor, making it hard to cut into, of course. On the attack with the sword blade spinning, could cause a lot of damage with these. This Classic robot.
Matilda! She's lost half her butt.
Cease.
Yes! We won it. We won it. That's another trophy. Nice. Robot unlocked. Well, it might be unlocked, but it doesn't mean we actually have it, because we still need the credits to buy it. But, okay. I wonder how much money we have now. Rooftop punishment trophy can be used to chop vegetables in times of need. Yeah. It looks like a very dangerous trophy to have, actually. Looks like a very dangerous trophy. Let's see how much money we have. I think we need 8,000 to have the next arena. So I might just try the next arena first and then make a bot. Yeah, we've got 9,215. If I try getting a bot, it's probably going to minus at least more than 2,000. So, could try upgrading Ori's armor, since she doesn't really need to be middleweight anymore, because she only needed to be middleweight so that we could do like capture the flag, and we can always like change armor again afterwards. So I think we'll just buy Ori some armor, some steel armor, so that she's more sturdy for fights. Elves, Jeff, Scottback, and Ori, who I think looks amazing. Obviously isn't the fastest, but she's still really cool. She has nice weapons as well, and she can self-right, which is good. So yeah, let's just buy her some steel.
Hi there. First you will need a body before you can begin adding other components. Parts are quite expensive here, but you can find cheaper parts in the scrapyard if you're on a tight budget. Good.
So she has caviar, which it's probably good because it's 1,000, but still, it's still really, really good. Like, it has 90 defense instead of 80, and is a lot heavier, so she'll become a heavyweight bot, but that's okay, because we don't really need her to be a middleweight bot anymore.
Your robot now has all the components necessary for entering a competition. If you like, you can use your remaining money and weight allowance to add weapons, armor and extras.
Paint.
Welcome to the paint shop. Select which robot you would like to give a makeover.
Pink for Ori, because I want her to pick pink. Still have 8,615, so that's good. We'll be able to go to the next arena. I think the next arena is in Germany? Yeah, Germany. We've done that. What ones do we have going on? Okay, so Iron Fist is knockout, 5 rounds. Probably more of like the traditional. And it's 1,000 credits to enter. Oh, these ones are more expensive to enter, but you get much more of a cash prize. Okay. Eliminator. Eliminator. Hamburg Heavyweight Cup. It's just like heavyweight to super heavyweight. Swinging only. You can only have swinging in this. Okay. We'll have to get someone with just good swings. We're gonna have to make a bot that'll have great swinging abilities. That's gonna be fun to do. What about capture the flag? Oh, lightweight to medium weight again. Do you know, we could swap Ori back. No flipping allowed. So she's not allowed to have the self-right arm. We have to remove that. Okay. But you know what? I might edit one of the other bots to see whether we could maybe put... Probably Crystal. Because Crystal doesn't have any flip motions whatsoever, right? So we could maybe take Crystal, change her armor from the steel that she has to the lighter armor, and if she's still a little heavy, we can remove one or two of the weaponries that she wants. Because it's only capture the flag, right? So let's go with Crystal. I'm gonna go to the workshop. We'll edit Crystal. We'll make her more lighter with the lighter armor, and remove some weaponries that might still make her heavy, because at the moment she's 74, which is just about heavyweight, and we want to make her under 60. So let's go
select which robot you would like to modify.
We'll go armor, and oh, does it not save the other armor that we had? Okay, it doesn't save your armor. That sucks. That sucks, game. You don't want to save the armor that I have? Fine. If you're not going to save my armor, because I was thinking we could just swap armors, and apparently the game just deletes the previous armor that you have, which, now that I know that, it's always better to sell the armor before changing the armor. So we'll still go with Crystal. What I'll do is I'll sell her armor, and we'll buy the lighter armor. At least we'll get some money out of it. It's made her a lot lighter as well. So let's go shop.
Hi, Robot here. Want to modify a robot?
Armor.
Just select it and buy a new part.
And the lighter
Alright.
armor that we're going with is only really 1,000. And it makes it much lighter.
This robot is now eligible to enter competitions depending on the restrictions. Any weight allowance
She's
or
only
credits
weight
left
55.
can be used to add armor, weapons, and any extra parts
It makes
you
her
think you
much
need to
lighter.
brighten it up.
And she doesn't have a flipper anyway, so it's fine. I'm gonna head off. See you later. Oh, no worries, Slimy. Thank you for coming. And don't worry, I will make a bot of you at some stage. I'll make a bot of you. I still plan to make a bot of Kayla. And I still plan to make a bot of Ren. So yeah, don't worry about that. I will make a bot of you. It's just, it might be the next bot that I make. Could be of you. Because you're in quite a bit. And Kayla's also a great sport. And I also like Ren a lot, so I'll probably do Ren. But yeah, thank you for coming, and I hope you have great fun in whatever it is that you plan to be doing. And I hope you have a great Digi Day and prodigious evening and night. Oh, you plan to sleep? I hope you have happy dreams and good rest.
Choose a robot and we'll see what we can do to improve its look.
But yeah, bye bye. Bye bye, Slimy. Okay, we should be good to enter the capture the flag in Germany now. I'm curious to see what Germany looks like. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's a scrapyard. I know there's like loads of different places. There's a port where there's a boat that you can go on and stuff. That could be Germany. New York. I'm trying to remember what New York would be. That might be the scrapyard, but I'm not sure. I can't remember which ones are which. Again, that one could be the port. I think I'm forgetting one. Oh yeah, there's one that's like inside, inside sort of like a factory setting where it has boilers. There's like boilers that go on. So yeah, there's a few different places. Okay, so we're going to Germany, and we're going to go Skull and Crushed Bones, which is capture the flag. For 1,000 to enter. That's quite pricey. Okay, let's go. Crystal. Crystal versus Meltdown versus 4 versus The Rock. 4. Now he's one that was... This is the first time you guys get to see 4. And he's one that was a fan-made bot that entered into the game. So he's not actually a real bot, but you'd think he was a real bot because of his design. But yeah, he's just designed different, and he's a fan-made bot. That kind of won a drawing competition. Punchline, Warsaw, 00, Nuts and Bolts. The only reason why I know this is because I did a little bit of research before playing this game. I'd think... I don't know who could win out of those 4. Maybe Nuts and Bolts. Maybe. Smokehead, Robot, Mechanic, and the Marshal. I think out of those 4, maybe Robot. Out of these 4, maybe there's Hurricane, Runner-Up, some Skinmaster, Granite Grinder. Probably Runner-Up, because Runner-Up sounds cool. Sparko, Diago, Xmas, Destruction, and Robotica. I'd probably go with Robotica on that one. Switchblade, Bodycom, Hunchback, and Fang. Maybe Hunchback on that one. I don't know. Maybe. But we have to hope to beat Meltdown, 4, and The Rock. We'll go into their stats and see what they're like. Let's hope we can win this capture the flag. Okay, so this is the one that's at a port. Okay. Cool. Statics. Let's have a look.
This robot is seeded 5th, and it's likely to be a serious contender. Powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack, it's armed with a 2-speed crushing arm with more than 6 tons of downward force when it comes in for the kill. Shouldn't miss anything with those powerful headlights. Could come in handy in the right circumstances.
Okay.
Seeded 4th in the competition, this robot isn't to be taken lightly. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. It's armed with a flamethrower, which torches at temperatures of up to 300 degrees Celsius.
I feel like this kind of
The top
capture the flag
seed,
is going to be
this robot
different.
obviously in with a good chance. Powered
Top
by a
seed.
12-volt sealed lead-acid battery.
Oh gosh, he's a top seed. But you see what I mean? How he looks like he'd be from the show, but he's not from the show.
Unseeded this robot, but showing a lot of potential. Powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack. It has a flamethrower with flames at temperatures of up to 300 degrees Celsius. It's even bought its teddy bear with it. Ah. Blech.
How dare you make that sound towards my bot? Very rude. Okay, let's go.
The main feature of this arena is the large loading crane continually moving containers around. Best not to get in its way.
Look at all those people. Oh, there's a big pit.
And you can see the hold of the ship. A handy pit to drop robots into.
Yeah. That is.
Spectators on the bridge expecting a good show? Let's not disappoint them, eh?
Why does it show the spectators specifically? Why?
3, 2, 1. Activate!
You want to be careful of the ocean as well.
The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. The titanium standing up well to the punishment. The steel resisting the blade so far. The saw blade is shattered! It's not much use now. Running into the crates there. And the axe easily smashing through there. Coming in for an attack with a flamethrower. Smashing down with that mighty axe blade. Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. What are they doing? They've driven straight into the water and it can't swim! On a tremendous charge now, speeding across the arena.
She's a bit big to go up this ramp. Yes. Yes. Get in.
It's heading for a collision.
Oh!
Not even pushed. I think they'll be a little embarrassed by that one.
Oh my god, that is embarrassing for him.
And it's going to barge straight into it.
I've still got the flag. I don't know where 4 is though. Oh god.
Attempting to crash into it.
Oh god. Stop. Go away. This is my flag.
And they decide to go for a swim. But that's the end of your contest now.
Did he fall? He fell into the ocean. Good job, Crystal. That is a good win. The rock fell into the pit of the ship. Quite embarrassingly, might I say. Meltdown fell into the ocean at 33 seconds. And 4, who was the top seed, fell into the oceans at 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That was a good qualifying win there. Okay, armor 1 minute 6 seconds. Nice. Weapon 8 minutes 24 seconds. Gotcha. Let's go. Okay, Crystal versus Robot Wars versus Robot Granny versus Fang versus Robot. Okay, so we've got 2 of them we have to deal with now. This is more of a trickier competition to get through. You have to be so careful not to fall into the ocean. And not to fall into the pit as well. Like, go around the pit and not fall into the pit. It's like, oh. Oh. Okay, let's have a look at Robot Wars 00.
This is our 3rd seed. Has a good chance of taking home the title. A 3 horsepower, 2-stroke petrol engine.
I don't like that
in
he
this
has
robot.
those.
The circular saw you can see is powered by a motor from a garden strimmer of all things.
I don't like the fact that he has those pincers. That's not going to be
Seeded
fun.
6th. This robot's been making quite a stir recently. It's shaped like a kind of domed wedge. This is one of the most expensive robots we have competing today. Nothing was too good for this team.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Capture that flag.
3, 2, 1. Activate! The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. The flamethrower looking dangerous as it closes in. The Kevlar armor getting it great protection though. Stabbing away with a spike. On a tremendous charge now, speeding across the arena. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. No damage that time, hardly even scratching the surface, despite the strength of that saw blade. It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with just the aluminium armor. And the broken blade, no use now. They're gonna have to try something else. Careful, don't drive into the hole, there's no way out of there. It's carnage, devastation. It's Robot Wars. Thudding into the crates there. And that's hit, causing damage as it starts to rip into it. Wouldn't mind to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. Can the aluminium armor stand up to this? And miraculously they escape damage from that attack. A mighty clunk as it makes contact. But it's tougher than it looks, only a few scratches this time. The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. On a direct collision course!
See where it is.
The circular saw getting closer. Can they get in close enough? Not too hard to cut into the aluminium, but it's putting up a brave fight. It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battering. Look out for that saw, or the sparks might really begin to fly. Oh, and they do now! And it's going to barge straight into it! In comes the circular saw. Slamming in. You can see it starting to make an impression.
Like on this part
the
of
water would be the end of their contest, so it's dangerous to get so close.
Ah, it's from the ship. I see it.
Thudding into the crates there. Dead Metal delighted to come in for some action now. He's been waiting for this.
Haha, got it.
Thudding in.
Got it,
Not
got it.
strong enough to do too much damage. The steel resisting the blade so far.
Come get some.
The spinning saw getting closer as they charge in. It's made a good start.
This capture the flag is quite easy to win. You just have to get
deadly
to
flywheel on the attack
ship.
again. Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armor with the right weapon. Grazing and scraping as it hits. In comes Dead Metal.
Oi.
And it could be time for the scrapyard. Saw blade whirring as they try to find an opening. Bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. You can see the damage starting to show. No damage from the flywheel that time. A miraculous escape. Metal everywhere. And the crowd love it. The Kevlar resisting the flames so far.
Qualified. Oh my god. Oh my god. Robot Wars going in 1 minute and 13 seconds. 00 still mobile. Only just. Even though he fell over. And Crystal still mobile. I don't know why we qualified from that. But I guess because he didn't have it. I didn't have it. No one really had it. But I had it for a nice amount of time during that round. It decided that I qualified. Which is GG's. Okay, this will be the final. Let's see if I can take this one home. There's just the two of us. Okay. Okay, it's just the two of us. Let us hope I do not fall into the ocean. Do not fall into the ocean. And do not get caught by Dead Metal. That would be a bad idea. Robotica. Let's have a look.
Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded second, powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. The carbon steel cutting disc is tremendously powerful in action, the team tell me.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can do it. Come on, Crystal, you can win this. We've got good money for making a bot.
3, 2, 1. Activate! The crowd are waiting for something to happen here.
Get
the
off.
Kevlar armor can hit great protection though.
Hey.
The Kevlar, not the toughest armor against blades like this. Coming in for an attack with the vicious looking saw blade. The paintwork blistering under that relentless heat. The pallet's getting in the way. Getting rather close to the water there.
Oh. Oh.
Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. Immediately attacking. The weapon flicking away.
I don't know where he is, but I don't really care. As long as I've got the flag, that's all that matters. See if I can stop.
Immediately,
Oh my god, he fell over! He fell over! Oh my god, that's hilarious.
The crowd getting
That is
restless,
hilarious.
waiting for them to get going. The circular saw getting closer. Can they get in close enough? The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. Those jaws looking to get their teeth into something.
Woo! Nice. What a victory. Good job, Crystal. Gone in 55 seconds. Yep, when your robot turns on its back, you're out. No matter what the competition is. If you've gone on your back, you are out. GG's. Credits 5,000. Ooh, and we got a secret component. Another secret component. Ooh, interesting. Okay, save. Skull and Crushed Bones trophy. Often pirated by others. Okay. Whatever you say. Let's see if we can make a nice new robot, guys. And then we could try it out in like the average competition. Mind you, we might make... Could try and make like a heavy one with the swinging action. That could be a cool idea. We have 12,245 credits. It's not bad credits. I think the next amount of credits we need is 15,000, but I'm not sure for like next arena. So let's see. There are the pre-built ones. Let's see. Do we have any of the ones unlocked from the show? Not yet available. Okay, he's not yet available. That's fine. He's got a flipper anyway. The super heavyweight ones are the ones from the show. Not yet available. Not yet available. Not yet available. Okay, he is, but he's too expensive. Only by a few hundred. He's worth 12,780 and we've got 12,245. Dictator. 5,430. Okay. Super heavyweight and has a flipper. Too expensive. 16,900. Well, obviously that's really expensive. Not yet available. Not yet available. Not yet available. Not yet available. I think that's all the TV show ones. most of them, some of them I could afford. Like he's 8,700. He's 7,500. But they're just not yet available yet. Because we've still got more trophies and different things to win at. So. Also, I'm not sure to unlock some of them. I'm not sure whether you have to win at some of the challenges that they would have, like practice challenges. But let's make a new bot anyway, and I'm thinking maybe a heavyweight one, if possible. It might have to be super heavyweight because the swings, they can be very heavy stuff unless we go with like just 2 different pickaxes on either end. But the swinging stuff like the hammers and things, they can be very heavy to have. So we might go with super heavyweight anyways. Let's see.
Hi again, Roboteer. There's some excellent parts in the shop just waiting to be purchased.
Body.
Good.
Body. I want to go with new body. So we've already got this body. We've already got this body. The wedge box. We've already got the flat disc. We've already got the cone. Or was it the bullet? Might be the bullet. Yeah, we've already got the bullet. And I think the game gives you the high classic wedge, so we already have that one too. And it's gonna be slimy. Lower wedge looks like a fun one. I like a lot of the round ones. Triangle can be a tricky one to maneuver. Let's make, he has to be kind of like a big robot anyway. So let's go, I think they're all at 15 weights, aren't they? Yeah, doesn't matter what one you get, they're all the weight of 15. When you get a, you know, steel body. So let's go with a high cuboid. It's only 100. It's only worth 100. And I'm curious to see how well it will work.
Remember, you still need to fit a power source, drive and locomotion before your robot can compete.
Okay, so power. I think we'll probably go with my favorite battery. I mean, it's either this battery or that battery. I don't like to go with any of these motor engines because I feel they can explode on the bot easily. And I feel like these ones definitely explode way too easy with certain drives. Like they just go bang. Not sure whether the smaller ones go bang that much. I know the big ones can go bang. I think when I was younger I enjoyed using this one because it was even cheaper and good to use. I'm curious to see how we'll do with like a different battery like this one maybe, and seeing how it goes. Yes, let's try this battery and see just how fast and speedy he is. Obviously it's a lot lighter of battery as well though.
That's the batteries fitted. Now you need some electric drive motors. Your robot is now classed as lightweight.
No kidding. Now obviously I've used these motors a lot, and these. Curious to see how good these motors can be, because I think I liked to use those when I was younger too. I don't know why, but they pop into my head a lot. Also, I'm curious to see what kind of secret components we've unlocked. There's like 2 different secret components that we've unlocked today, and I'm very curious to see what kind of secret components they'd be. I think we'll go with 2 motors. Just because I don't want to
You can
spend
add another pair of electric motors if you like. This will make the robot faster and more maneuverable.
I
But
know,
remember,
but
it
I'm
costs
not
more
too
and pushes the weight
interested.
up. Your robot is now in the Warlord strength class.
Locomotion. I am not really too interested. Because being a good driver means you can like drive well with whatever bot you have. So we'll go with medium rings because they can be good. The medium wheels can last quite a bit. And I want to go with inside ones because I like inside. Armor. Armor, armor, armor. Armor, 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 armor. Armor, armor. Now steel is good because it'll like bump up everything. And it's good protection. Titanium is obviously best protection. Caviar, no, that's not good for fighting with. Caviar. Do we want to spend that much? Probably not. Especially if we need to be like heavyweight anyway. It's fine.
Your robot can now enter competitions, as it has all the required components. Extras and weapons can be added until you reach the weight limit. But remember, individual tournaments may have specific restrictions.
Okay, so weapons. The only weapons he's allowed will be the swinging weapons if we want him to enter the super heavyweight one. Ooh, get some good weapons. I like the idea of the hammer. The hammer will be good, the electric hammer. We go with a hammer.
This is now a heavyweight class robot.
Oh yes, no kidding. And a small axe makes him go up to, is that 69? That's not too bad, weight-wise. That's not too bad at all, because it's only heavyweight. It's not really allowed any other kind of weapons, so I think they're good to have. Also, let's give him some extras, because why not? His weight is doing good. And I think for Slimy we can go... Could we go Gothic? I mean, I did go Gothic with Scott Pack, I believe. Maybe could go Gothic with the eyes. Or Industrial. Maybe Industrial would be fun. Bolts, pipes, smoke exhaust, headlights, whistle. Could go with a whistle. Maybe, where would we put it? I think that's the front where that is. Maybe put it there. I like the idea of putting it there. And searchlights, headlights. Trying to think what could go to the sides. Maybe searchlights or headlights. Or do I want headlights or searchlights? Might go with headlights. They're shorter and cuter. go to the sides. Yes. He's got like searchlights to the side. Pretty cool. Now, let's go with paint. If he does blow up
Select a
quick,
robot to work
I'll
on,
change
and then
his
take a look at the options open to you.
I'll change his power. And Slimy Den. His character's mostly green all the time, so I think I'll make him green. We'll go with green. And we'll rename to Slimy. S-L-I-M-Y. D-E-N. Fits him perfectly. I like it. I like it. He looks like a good bot. Now, I don't know whether he will explode because the drives are different than what I'd normally go with this playthrough that I'd normally go with. And his battery is a different battery pack altogether. So, we'll see if he explodes or not. Good way to test whether he will explode. I don't think he's a super heavyweight, so we might get away with taking him into the original competition. We'll see. If we go for the original competition, we'll see whether he can be entered into it or not. Because that would be a good way of testing to see if his battery pack explodes.
The robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament.
Aye, aye, aye.
You will have to remove the offending weapon, or choose a legal robot to enter. Alright.
Okay, Slimy Den can be entered. Yeah, he's just under like the super heavyweight area. So it's fine. He's good to go. Let's see how he does. Slimy Den versus Warlock versus Robot Guy. Corpton versus Hunchback versus Chronic Finder. Now, I think Corpton will probably most likely get through that. Renorock versus Punchline versus Bang. I think most likely Renorock. Smokehead versus Warsaw versus Robovore. Probably Robovore. Urban Avenger versus Aggressor versus The Rock. Most likely the Aggressor. Smicer versus Buzz versus Switchblade. I think it's hard to tell. I don't think Buzz gets far very much. I'll go with Switchblade. Moricon versus Loki versus Ritter Threat. Moricon, maybe? Salvage versus Tiger versus Body Smash. Probably Salvage. Let's go. We've got Warlock and Robotica anyway, and we know Warlock very well. At this stage, we know Warlock very well. We'll see how we do.
The fourth seed, and this robot definitely in with a chance today. A 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, the power behind this robot. It's armed with a vicious, three-pronged rending spike.
Because I didn't pay attention to any of the stats that we have while we were building him.
Seeded second, and one to keep an eye on is this. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. It's armed with a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which the team claims will cut through almost anything.
No.
Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseeded today. Powered by a 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack. A low-cost robot, this one,
power.
showing there's
Speed,
no need to spend a
24.
fortune to have a great-looking and effective robot.
Not too expensive either. Interesting. Let's see how we do.
They'd better mind the arena wall flamers. They can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper comes into play when a robot's immobilized. A bit of extra insult to injury to be flipped around the arena. That's the pit. Don't want to be going in there too soon. They've got to look out for the blasts of fire from those flame grills. They can do a surprising amount of damage. The CPZs are guarded by the house robots, so be wary. 3, 2, 1, activate! I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Good try. No damage that I can see. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. Already a puncture mark as the spike gets stuck in. Nothing serious though, I don't think. Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. In comes the circular shore. The steel resisting the blade so far. Determined to pound it into submission. And I think it's ready to submit now. Trying hard to cut through the Kevlar. Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main force? The Kevlar armour giving it great protection though. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. Tremendous force behind that charge. You can see the huge dents the impact made. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena. The Kevlar, not the toughest armour against blades like this. This is classic Robot Wars. The Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. The spinning saw getting closer as they charge in. The titanium standing up for now. How long will it hold out? Their spike's been broken off!
We broke off his spike.
Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armour with the right weapon. It crashes in, and that's gonna hurt. Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. Tearing in. It's making you think twice about tangling with this blade again. No damage that time. Hardly even scratching the surface, despite the strength of that saw blade. The steel resisting the blade so far. Pounding away. It's really taking some punishment from this axe now. The pit opens up, waiting to welcome the loser of our contest. Doesn't even scratch it with the axe this time. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. The Kevlar, not the toughest armour against blades like this. Nearly onto the flame grill, look out!
Tripped.
Cease!
We tripped. That was a bit of BG going on. Bad game. Bad. That was bad. Like, Slimy just slipped into the pit. Like, it was like... Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. It was just... I mean, good news? The battery doesn't blow up. That's the good news. Bad news, I think steering wise could be better. I feel like the electric drives, if we went for a different drive, we might do better. If we went with different drives, oh no, that's ours. We need to go to Slimy. Okay. Yeah, the drives is only like 1632 on the thing there, on controls, 40 on the controls of crystal, 32 on controls of him. So yeah, I think it's like switches. 32. Yeah, because Slimy's is only 16. Scott Pickett's 48 on switches. Ori has 28 on switches. Slimy then only is like 16. 24 on wheels. Yeah, I definitely think we need to change Slimy's sort of drives. Either the drives or the wheels. Either or. I feel like drives could be the thing to
Choose a
change.
robot to work on.
Okay, so we'll just take these off.
Your robot now has all the components necessary for entering a competition.
Might
If you
keep
like,
hold of
you
them
can use your remaining money and weight allowance to add weapons, armor, and extras.
for another bot.
Your
that
robot is now classed as a warlord.
might keep the components for a different bot, maybe one that we'll give outside wheels to, and see how the drives can work with outside wheels.
Hi there. First you will need a body before you can begin adding other components. Parts are quite expensive here, but you can find cheaper parts in the scrapyard if you're on a tight budget.
Oh, believe me, I'm not on a tight budget. Not anymore. Worth 100. There's 6. See, it only has 4 on the switches. 6 on the wheels. Whereas this has 8 on both. That makes sense. That makes sense. This one has 8 on the wheels and 14 on switches. Now I could try these and see how well it does.
If you want to, you can add another pair of electric motors. This robot is now eligible to enter competitions depending on the restrictions. Any weight allowance and credits left can be used to add armor, weapons, and any extra parts you think it needs to brighten it up.
Now this I like. This might do well. He probably is better having outside wheels because the interior of his body is very skinny on the inside. Very skinny on the inside, I would say that much. It's either, I feel like he's better with smaller wheels or outside wheels. So I'm just going to go into his wheels. Sell the wheels that he has, because I might buy them at a later stage anyway. I feel like inside wheels would do better, because they're no different. Inner phone field has better armor on him than these first ones. Medium steel, it's like, and then there's small outer. But I just think small inner would probably be best. So let's try small inner, because I think there'd be more room for them, honestly. I'll just sell the wheels that we've got. And we'll go with small inner and see how he can drive around with small inner wheels.
Your robot is now classed as heavyweight.
Nice. And this time try not to drive into the pit. That would be a good idea.
The robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament. You will have to remove the offending weapon, or choose a legal robot to enter.
Really? You don't say. Okay, I'm very curious to see how he does. Versus Plague versus Electra. Okay. Logan Corpatron. Oh well, obviously I think Corpatron will go through that. Salvage Hurricane, Covenant Ranger. I think maybe Salvage? Porcupine Fang. Morticon. I think Morticon maybe. Tiger Saber Tooth, Cutthroat. Most likely Cutthroat out of those three. Body Smash, Robotica, Sparko, Advent Robotica, Hunchback, Smoghead, and Runner-Up. I think Runner-Up. Axemaster, the Bulldog, and Argo. Probably go with the Argo and see where the Argo would go. But we've got Plague and Electra. Plague and Electra. Again, I'm just falling back into that slump of
Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded second. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. It has a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which spins at an incredible 12,000 revs per minute.
Okay.
This is the 6th seed. Could be one to watch out for. A slightly unusual domed wedge shape to this robot. That's interesting. It's armed with a set of horizontal lifting spikes, just right for tipping robots over or pushing them into arena obstacles. Unseeded in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve. A 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack powering this robot. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then.
I thought it was just under 3,000. Now it's a super expensive one. It's like this game is whack with its prices. What it sees as not expensive and expensive is just way off. Okay, we'll skip the intro.
The flamers on the arena walls can be a great danger if a robot's flammable at all. They can give them a nasty shock even if they aren't too.
I'm sure
3,
Electra is probably going to go out first.
1, activate.
If it's not, I think it'll be her.
Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The titanium responding as well to the punishment. Circular won't be messed with. Better keep away from there. The titanium is up for Pierce, of course. The circular saw grinding through, starting to make an impression, but it's going to take more than that to give it any real trouble. Rama holding out well against the charge. The steel resisting the blade so far. Bits and pieces everywhere. Knock them down, I suppose, and make a whole new robot out of them. Titanium armor.
There she goes.
The steel taking
Told
the
you.
well so far.
If it's not us, it'll be her.
Love it. Crashing down hard. The heavy axe making light work of the destruction. The steel armor giving some defense against the attack. The axe chops away. They're going to need more effort behind it to cause damage here. Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. And the axe easily smashing through there. Tough steel armor making it hard Cease!
Okay. Plague still mobile, only just. But it'll be us versus Plague anyway. Jug on in 1 minute and 3 seconds. Nice. Slimy Den, still mobile. I like it. I like it. I like it, like it, like it. I like it. I like it. I like it, like it, like it. Woo. 5 minutes to fix. Nice. 10 seconds. Nice. Let's see. So we got Plague. Robot Wars AoD. A new Quadrant. Okay. Island version. Oh, I don't think I picked either of those. Pokemon versus Fang. Not sure whether I picked either of those either. My gosh. Cutthroat versus Sabertooth. Okay. I'm pretty sure I picked Cutthroat. Robotica made it through. Ragnarok and Smocket. Did I pick either of those? I think I picked Ragnarok, but I'm not sure. Axmas and Bullock. Don't think I picked either of those. Okay. Well, we got Plague anyway. Gotta go and beat Plague. Plague. It's Plague. It's a Plague. Let us continue.
3, 2, 1. Activate! I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. The plague is menacing, swift and deadly. Time for a vaccination, I think. Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. Nearly onto the flame grill, look out! Immediately attacking, the weapon flicking away. The steel armour giving him some defence against the attack. The heavy weapon crashing in and making mincemeat of this one. The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. It's heading for a collision. Immediately, it tries to slam down on it. Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. Grazing and scraping as it hits. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage. And it's taken a real battering with that blow. In comes the circular saw. Chopping away. Can he get a good blow in? The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. Oh, look out. Could be barbecue bot. On the attack with the saw blade spinning, could cause a lot of damage with these. This is classic Robot Wars. The saw blade is shattered. It's not much use now. The titanium standing up well to the punishment. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. Nearly onto the flame grill. Look out! The pit opening now in the arena floor. Maybe soon to be occupied by one of these robots. The titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with just the aluminium armour. And the axe easily smashing through there. Matilda invites you into play. Her game's rough for most robots, though. Charging in with tremendous force. They can't right themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. The chainsaw moves in.
Oh dear.
Slamming in. You can see it starting to make an impression. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. Matilda is hungry. Cease!
Ceased. You are ceased. Play gone in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Slimy Den, still mobile. That's what we like to see. Fix you up. Okay, fine. Slimy Den versus Still here, I fell asleep again. That's okay, Rory. As long as you had a good rest. It happens. Happens to the best of us. I also end up drifting off at times. I've made a Slimy Den bot. Yeah, I was actually afraid I might actually end up falling asleep during my streaming, because I tend to like fall sleepy after I have lunch, especially if it's like pastries like sausage rolls that I had today. But thankfully I did start to feel a bit dizzy, but I didn't really fall asleep, and I had tea just as I was starting my stream, so I guess the sugar in the tea woke me up a good bit. So I didn't end up falling asleep, but I was afraid that I might fall asleep, because when I have good foods and my tummy is full, especially with like pastries, I go into like a food coma. I have like a power nap for like half an hour. That's good. Yeah. Also, I've decided to make probably the worst movable bot, and I've done it on purpose just because I like a challenge. I've got Slimy Den. He has somewhat good drives in him, but I have his wheels on the inside rather than the outside, and because of his body shape, he doesn't have a lot of mobility on the inside of the robot, so he's not really able to turn very well. But that is part of the challenge I wanted to do, because I knew if I wanted him to turn well, I could just have the outside wheels, right? But I decided to go with inside wheels, and instead of having 3 drives, I decided to go with two pairs. So we'll see how he does against Corptone, which is
Great things are expected from this robot, seeded as it is first in the competition. Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, the carbon steel cutting disc is tremendously powerful in action, the team tell me. Cost an absolute fortune to build this robot. Let's hope it was worth it for them.
Okay, I hate those wheels, and this robot is probably my most hated bot as well. Only because Scott Pack was really unlucky going against him in like a semi-final and drove into Circular Lock by accident, and I was like, I was so annoyed with this spot after that. Let's see if we can beat him.
3, 2, 1, activate!
Come on, Slimy. Come on, Slimy.
Sergeant Bash is waiting.
See, his turn isn't very good. It's very slow. Very slow turn.
Are they ready to fly? The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. Looking like there's some damage. Not much.
Thank you for the applause.
The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. Flying hard. Through the Kevlar. Stabbing away with a spike. Immediately, it tries to slam down on it. The spike hardly scratching in that poor attempt. Must try harder. Hacking away enthusiastically. But they'll be lucky to get a scratch on this tough machine. Off comes the axe, leaving them with
no way. You broke my axe. You broke my axe. How dare you?
Chopping away. Can he get a good blow in? Doesn't even scratch it with the axe this time. Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. pieces everywhere. You could melt them down, I suppose, and make a whole new
Hammer's
robot out of
cool.
them. Smash! And again! Heavy blows
Haha.
from the axe. The axe has been broken off. No more use out of that then. Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. The spinning saw getting closer as they charge in. Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? Flying hard. Through the Kevlar. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. The pitch opens up, waiting to welcome the loser of our contest. The steel resisting the blade so far. Saw blade whirring as they try to find an opening. The Kevlar, not the toughest iron, it's blades like this. In comes that heavy
He's
blade
stuck.
now.
He's stuck. Just scoot him in. He fell in! Yes!
No, that's terrible.
Oh my
They
god!
turn straight into the- Cease!
Epic! That was epic win, especially with the fact that we couldn't move around very well. That was wonderful. And that was a top seed. That was a top seed. And he got caught. He got caught. That was incredible. Incredibly good Robot Wars driving right there. I mean, considering I couldn't move around very well, that was just wow. Wow. Incredible. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. The amount of damage he did to the bot. Oh my god. Yeah, when this goes all the way past 100, it's generally a game over. It's like the bot is gone. He almost had us. And he got caught by the pit. But that is why I would never go for those tank wheels. Because they just, no, I don't like them. I do not like the tank wheels. I'd have outside wheels to be able to maneuver well. But I would never go for the tank wheels. Never. They're so expensive. And they're just rubbish. Okay, let's go. Slimy Den versus Fang. Oh. The Vodka versus Bullock. Okay, let's see how we do against Fang. Oh. You made a video of it. Let's have a look. Let's see the clip. Probably gonna share it on Discord too. He fell in! Yes! Oh my god! Yes. Epic! Epic. It was epic. So good. Okay, so who we got here? Fang. I kind of like Fang.
The 8th seed for the title.
He has a good
Not to be
pincer.
discounted. Could go all the way. Protected by a layer of Kevlar, as you can see. It's armed with a hydraulic piercing arm with almost 5 tons of downward force.
I would almost be curious to buy Fang and then give him maybe some outside wheels and upgrade his armor. I do like the idea of having Fang. Fang's pretty cool. Okay, let's see how we do.
3, 2, 1. Activate. I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal.
Lottery, lottery.
Smashing down with that mighty axe blade.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Probably wishing
I'm
the steel
sorry.
was even
We're trying
thicker
to-
on there.
we're
Though
trying
it may be enough. Pounding away. It's really taking some punishment from this axe now.
He's
Getting
getting
a bit
stuck
too close for
aside.
comfort to those flame jets. Their spike's been broken off.
His bike has been
Pushed
broken
into
off.
Sergeant Bash. He
Oh,
could be
no.
toast.
Oh no, his main
Oh,
weapon is
look
gone.
out. Could be barbecued bot.
Come here, I'll smash it.
Immediately attacking, the weapon flicking away. The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. The axe chops away, but it'll need more effort behind it to cause damage here. Bashing away at the Kevlar,
Into
but it's
Matilda.
ideal to resist it. Can the aluminium armor stand up to this? Off comes the axe, leaving them with much less attack
Oh,
power.
that's what you
That's
get.
a real blow. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here.
Lot trying to push you to the flipper, but might not get there.
Bash
No.
is ready and waiting,
Probably
standing
not.
to attention with the
Too slow.
flamethrower just itching
Oh.
to flame away.
Yep,
Onto
too
the
slow.
arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly?
Woo!
The steel taking the punishment well so far. Punching into the steel, but it's holding out well.
That was a good win.
Looking for something to cut and snip away with those powerful jaws. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena.
Okay, the funny thing about that was that Fang lost his Fang straight away. Almost instantly at the start of that one. He lost his Fang. Gone in 1 minute and 14 seconds. Oh my. And then we were just able to shove him into the wall. We was like, ha, take that. Take that, Fang. Slimy might not be able to maneuver very well, but he can certainly push. Nice. 13 minutes to spare. Okay, this is it, the final. Can Slimy win us a nice amount of 2,000 credits? We shall see. Slimy Den versus Robot. Interesting. I think Robotico is 4th seed, isn't he?
Seeded third. No surprise
Third,
that this
okay.
robot's very highly thought of. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. It's armed with a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which the team claims will cut through almost anything.
Very heavy weaponry going on with this bot as well. Very heavy weaponry. Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Activate. I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. The axe bouncing off, no damage visible. The steel resisting the blade so far. The Kevlar, not the toughest armor against blades like this. Hacking away enthusiastically. But they'll be lucky to get a scratch on this tough machine. Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. It's heading for a collision. The steel armor getting its some defense against the attack. This is classic Robot Wars. Crashing down hard. The heavy axe making light work of the destruction. It's carnage. Devastation. It's Robot Wars. And some serious damage with that blow. Very good charge from this robot. Tough steel armor making it hard to cut into, of course. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. And the axe easily smashing through there. It's made a good start. It's beginning to cause some damage. It's attacking well, but hard to see any damage that time. The blade thuds in and rips the shell a little.
We're fast skeleton.
In comes that heavy blade now. Tremendous force behind that charge. You can see the huge
His weaponry is
dent the
really good
impact
though.
made. Good try. No damage that I can see. The pit opening now on the arena floor. Maybe soon to be occupied by one of these robots. Nearly onto the flame grill. Look out! Smashing down with that mighty axe blade. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armor with the right weapon. And it's taken a real battering with that blow. Careful, don't drive into the pit. There's no way out of there. Tough steel armor making it harder to cut into, of course. Trying hard to crashes in, and that's gonna hurt.
Trying to get him into the pit, not working.
The steel resisting the blade so far. The Kevlar, not the toughest armor against blades like this. Slamming in. You can see it's starting to make an impression. And in it goes. A lot of weight behind this robot are making good use of it to cause damage. Hacking away enthusiastically.
Probably not gonna get him.
On this tough machine. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. Chopping away. Can he get a good blow in? Thudding it.
Damn, he was so close to the pit there as well. Nah. The judges were like, no, 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 you didn't do well enough. You didn't do it. Oof. Yes, that was very much oof. It was like, Slimy was like, so close to like, the end of it all. And it just, nay. Nay. Now, if I was to give him outside wheels, he'd probably maneuver very well and do much better of a job. And plus, okay, the problem with that competition, or at the end of that, was that we had to completely batter and destroy that bot with our swinging attacks, because that's what you have to do when you've got swinging attacks. You have to like just relentlessly destroy the bot, right? And he had good armor against the swinging attacks, so it was and we didn't have great maneuverability to turn around and try and shove into him and such, so it was like, oh, close but no cigar. It was close but no cigar. So, let's try giving Slimy some outside wheels and see how he will do. I mean, money-wise, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad money-wise, because we've won a couple of like competitions at this stage. You know? And we've got you. You look fantastic, by the way. I might change. It's just that this type of bot, this shape bot, doesn't have a lot of inside space for the wheels to turn. So they're better on the outside on this kind of bot. I think it could be the same for any kind of bot that has like... See, this one has a lot of inside maneuverability. So this bot does good inside. Elle's, I think she's the same. She doesn't have a lot of room inside in her body build. There's some of them that have more better body builds on the inside for the wheels to turn than other ones. If you look at the way that they're built, you could see roughly how much, like if you was to take off the armor, you would see how much room there is for the wheels to turn. Scott Pack obviously has better outside wheels because the inside of Scott Pack is quite skinny, you could imagine. And it's the same with you. You'd have like, you might have some space inside for your wheels to turn. Not sure, but you definitely have like good wheels outside too. I see pumpkin pie. Yes, Jeff is pumpkin pie. So let's give Slimy outside wheels, because I think he's better with outside wheels. And I think Els is better with outside wheels as well. We'll go shop.
Hi, Robot here. Want to modify a robot?
Locomotion.
Just select it and buy a new part.
And we'll sell the wheels that he has.
Alright.
Sell. Okay, so we got outside wheels. Could go with medium ones. There's large foam-filled ones, which are pretty good. More expensive. Probably worth the money though. So yeah, let's go with those ones. They're probably good wheels to have.
Your robot can now enter competitions.
So
as
now
it has
we've
all
got
the
like
required components.
some good outside
Extras
wheels.
and weapons can be added until you reach the weight limit.
Like
Remember,
the colours on my
individual
Yeah,
tournaments may have
I made your
specific
bot pink.
restrictions.
Because I thought you'd like pink. I thought it'd be a good colour for like a real nice cutesy girl bot. I think pink and purples and yellows, they make like nice girl bot colours and any kind of like bright sort of colours. I have Crystal as like a bright green sort of colour. So I definitely think mobility wise, I think Slime will do much better now. If you look at him now, he looks like he will drive way better than what he did before. Let's change Elsa's drives as well. Also, don't know, it could be risky having just two wheels on the outside with you. That is the risky thing with you. Like, you have wheels outside so that you can turn well, but you only have two wheels. And I was told it's good to have just two wheels on the inside rather than the outside with those bots. Because it's risky. If one of the wheels I've been up for 2 hours and 52 minutes, my gosh. Oh wow. Wow, I've been enjoying a lot of my Robot Wars. Yes. So yeah, if we go on to you, like, you can imagine if one of your wheels gets damaged, which can happen. If one of your wheels gets damaged, you'll be left turning around in a circle. Because one of your wheels is, like, damaged. So, I can see what they're saying. It's good to have, like, the wheels on the inside. Looks fun. Yeah, it does. And you drive quite well as well. You did a good job on the capture the flag in the rooftop area. You did a good job. But now I've upgraded your armory to steel, so you're more heavier. So I'd say you do a good job in like a fighting tournament, but I don't know how your wheels will go, or whether that will be like bang. Yeah, that's bad. If one of the wheels do get damaged and you're stuck having to go in a circle, it's like that is bad. So, not sure. I might consider giving you inside wheels. Just because you do just have the one pair, and it could be safer to have them inside than outside. Els, I think, could probably have better weapons as well. We do have money to give her an upgrade of weapons, but for now I just want to change her wheel set. Because I'm also trying to save money for the next arena as well. Inside might be good. Yeah, I think inside might be good. I'm going to give Elle some outside wheels though, because she will probably be able to have outside wheels. So let's go shop.
Hi again, Roboteer. There's some excellent parts in the shop just waiting to be purchased.
More locomotion. Now it allows us to look inside. So she has medium solid inside wheels, which isn't too bad. She also has those drives that I really like. They're sort of like heavy drives, but they're good mobility drives. So yeah, we'll sell these wheels and we'll give her some outside wheels. She's got inner solid, so we could give her some solid outside ones. That would be good. They're the ones she had. Large front field, large outer. Let's give her the large front ones. I like those. They're not as expensive as the large outer solid.
Your robot now has all the components necessary for entering a competition. If you like, you can use your remaining money and weight allowance to add weapons, armor, and extras. This is now a heavyweight class robot.
No kidding. Okay, so now let's do your wheels, because I feel like your wheels would be better inside. Your turn probably won't be as good, but you'll have more protected wheels. I'll give you maybe the medium inside wheels. I think you might have space for medium inside. A lot of the round ones can have inside or outside because they're round. Well, I think the round ones are probably better with inside wheels than outside wheels, because if they're round, then the wheels could easily like be popped off. Okay, so let's go shop.
Hi there. First, you will need a body
Locomotion.
before you can begin adding other components. Parts are quite expensive here, but you can find cheaper parts in the scrapyard if you're on a tight budget.
And we might try you out actually, rather than trying out Slimy.
Alright.
We could try out Slimy next time I'm on. Also, you have to have a cluster, because if you don't have a cluster, like the machine can't move. So it needs. I think what happens is without a cluster, the machine goes back the way. It like tilts back, so they can't even enter the competition because they keep flipping back. If you know what I mean. So you have to have like a cluster in order to keep. It doesn't cost anything either. It's just if you have like just one pair of wheels, so that the robot doesn't go back the way. So we'll sell these wheels. I didn't know that at first. I actually didn't know that at first. And then I read about the cluster, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Because look, if you read about the cluster, it's not a real robot. It's not powered itself. Thus, the robot will. It's not powered itself. Thus, the robot will spin on its rear axis. Yeah, like on its rear wheels. Large inner. Okay, so we've got medium solid, medium strong field. See, you do have a nice little bit of room on the inside to move around. Let's give you these ones. I mean, they're both medium. These ones would be more heavier than these ones. You know what? Let's try the solid, because they might be able to last longer. But they're most likely not going to break on you.
This robot is now eligible to enter competitions depending on the
There you go.
restrictions. Any weight allowance and credits left can be used to add armor, weapons,
Look
and
like
any
a good
extra
bot.
parts you think it needs to brighten it up.
How much battery have I got? Probably fully charged. Okay, we'll do one more competition, and then we'll call it stream. Solid take less damage, yes. It would, because it's like, it's a solid wheel. So as it runs, it'll take less damage as it runs on the ground. You know, because it's like solid. There's nothing there to like damage the wheel. Like, if it was like a tired wheel, then it would most likely hop on something on the arena floor. If there was something like a spike that fell off from the enemy bot and it was on the floor, it dragged into it, it like damaged the wheel. But you've got inside wheels anyway, so they wouldn't be too affected. But yeah, solid wheels can definitely move more better than the tired wheels. Wait for it to pick up. There you go. It's just where I turn it off of battery there. It's like, oh god! Yeah, so let's see how you do in an average competition.
The robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament.
Okay, I get it. Shut up.
You will have to remove the offending weapon, or choose a legal robot to enter.
I get it. We're not allowed the flamethrower.
The robot you have selected is too heavy to qualify for this tournament. You will have to either lose some weight from this robot, or select another lighter robot to enter.
Slimy then became too heavy. He became too heavy, lol. He's like 76 instead of under 75. Oh gosh. He became too heavy. That's okay, because he'll be able to enter the super heavyweight competition that I plan to enter him in. Which is like just hammers only. So we'll see how you do, and then we'll finish up stream. You look cute and yet fierce. 00 versus Electra. Okay, you should do good, because Electra always falls. And 00 can be a challenge to deal with, but if you've got a flipper, you should be able to deal with him. Buzz, Bucko, and Bullock. I'd say probably the Bullock gets through that somehow. Hurricane, Robot Wars versus Robotica. It's either Robotica or Robot War. I'd probably go with Robotica maybe, out of those three. Marshall, Corptron. Oh, it's definitely Corptron that goes through. Body Smash, Fang, Driller, Thriller. Probably Fang. Hunchback, Grinder, and Tiger. I'd probably guess... I would guess that Tiger might get through that. Switchblade, Light Fantastic, The Rock. Probably guess the Light Fantastic, maybe. Punchline, Viago, Max Master. I'd guess... Punchline. Make it through that. Oh my god, Ori. You've got your evil powers showing. Your evil powers are ready for a fight. She's ready to fight some bots. I'm scared. And yet I'm very intrigued and curious to see how well you do. Let's have a look at the stats.
This robot's seeded 7th in the competition should pose a genuine challenge. A protective layer of Kevlar over the body. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot.
Discs?
Let's see how that helps in the arena then.
They're good when you get them really spinning around, but the thing with this game is the bot tends to not wait. Let's kick some bot. I love it. The game tends to not wait before trying to ram you with the disc. Like, the idea is to wait for the disc to spin around really fast and then wham into the opponent. But the game never does that. It just keeps trying to ram you before it's ready to ram you.
On good form lately, as you can see by the 5th seed placing. Looking for good things from this robot here today. A slightly unusual domed wedge shape to this robot. That's interesting. It has a powerful set of lifting spikes for immobilizing the opposition.
Okay, let's see about you.
Unseeded this time, but no slouch. This robot could do well. A 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack gives this robot all the power it needs. It has a short ramming spike, long enough to cause some damage to the unwary though. A bit of a Jurassic robot, this one. Let's hope it avoids extinction.
Avoids extinction. Game logic. Yep.
They'd better mind the arena wall flamers. They can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper, a great way to finish a fight if someone's immobilized. Throw them up in the air and watch them crash to the ground. There is the pit of oblivion. Take care not to get too close, or it could be all over. Bursts of flame occasionally from the flame grills. They can toast a robot if they get stuck there. Once you're in a CPZ, the house robots are free to attack. Best to avoid them.
Okay. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Activate. Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? The Kevlar taking a battery, holding up. Cut through the Kevlar. On the attack with the saw blade spinning. Will cause a lot of damage to these. Metal everywhere. And the crowd love it.
She's been flipped.
The impact causing some real damage this time. A burst of flame scorches across there. Don't know how he got out of that so lightly. Hardly any damage at all. The flywheel only catching it in passing, and that's just not good enough with something as tough as this one. The flywheel has flown away. It'll be doing no more damage today. They can't right themselves here.
Oh, Ori, you're doing good.
The titanium standing up for now. How long will it hold out? The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage. The steel taking the punishment well so far. Ramming him with the sharp spike. Cease.
Okay, we got through. We was almost in danger with Matilda there, but we got through. Double O just ramming us into Matilda. It's like rude. But I knew Electra would be gone. Electra is always gone first. Of course, you built it. Yep. Okay, you did good. Armor's a little damaged and your weapons are a bit damaged because you dropped one. 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Okay. But otherwise, you've done really good on that first one. Phew. Yeah, could have been done in by Matilda there. The ball lock did get through somehow. I don't know how. Robotica and Robot. I think it was Robotica that I went with. Corpusum obviously got through. Fang got through. Hunchback and Vinnifer. I didn't go with either of those. Switch Blades and Rock. Don't think I want to either of those. Punchline went through. Okay. So now we just have to try and beat Double O. Double O and his flywheel. Oh. Oh my.
Three, 2, 1. Activate.
Shouldn't be too hard considering it doesn't really know
Bash is
how to
ready
use it.
and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first.
He goes into the house box a lot.
Taking a battering but holding up. Just
Sergeant Bash just getting at him.
Slides off again. Things are heating up the side of the arena there. The deadly flywheel on the attack again. Heading over to push and tip it if it can. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. Another small gouge out of it. Wants to get a bit more weight behind it to do more than scratch though. Here it comes again, trying to impale with a spike. I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. The Kevlar armour giving it great protection though. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. The flywheel not making much impact that time. Unusually. My word! There's bits of robot all over the arena! Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battery. Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. Tough steel armour making it harder to cut into, of course. Not enough to damage it, even with the saw blade. Racing in on the attack. Can they lift it though? Moving in, having a go with that vicious spike. Things are heating up the side of the arena there. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. The steel resisting the blade so far. Their spike's been broken off! On a tremendous charge now, speeding across the arena, doing its best to get stuck in with that pneumatic drill. The pit opens up, waiting to welcome the loser of our contest. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. The drill thuds in, and I can see a hole. Only a small one, but it is getting through. The weapon, trying to lift it and topple it. Keep away from the CPZ if you know what's good for you. And the impact causing some real damage this time. Dents and scrapes as it bumps and barges around the arena. The Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. The drill hunting for an opening. Bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. Pushing it around. Damage it.
Two flips.
The armour holding out well against the charge. Flashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. The chainsaw batters off the surface. Not strong enough to get through it, I think. Not hitting a vulnerable area. The drill won't go in easily. A mighty clunk as it makes contact. It's tougher than it looks. Only a few scratches this time. They can't run themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. The Kevlar armour giving it great protection though. Heading over to push and tip it if it can. It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battery. The chainsaw attacking. Cease!
Qualified. That's a good qualification right there. Gone in 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Nice. Ooh, look at all that. Top marks. Control, not so much. But everything else is top marks. Probably because you have to have like inside wheels. But that's okay. It's the type that your bot is. Six. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. We got that. On to the next round. Let's see how you do for round 3. Oh, the ball lock. Okay. We're about to go in the Copton. Fang versus Chronic Triangle. We're up in the action master. Okay. We've got the ball lock. Now, will we be able to beat the ball lock? He has those annoying outside wheels that I cannot stand. The ones that are like tank wheels.
Seated 4th in the competition, this robot isn't to be taken lightly. Powered by a 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, it has a vicious rending spike angled to cause maximum damage.
Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Gotta believe.
3, 2, 1. Activate! Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away.
It doesn't really do anything, he's just got the strike.
In it comes. Can he get under there? This robot certainly keeps on lifting weapons ideal for pushing things around, although it helps if you can find a way to damage them too. So keep looking, boys. Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them.
That was a good flip. That was a really good flip.
Here comes the spike again. Barely a scratch caused with that attack. The drill can do considerable damage if it's allowed to get in.
You can even show off. You can even show off and just drill into him.
Not much damage this time. Have another go. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turned into too easy to cut into.
That was a nice flip.
The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. Avoid those jaws at all costs. They can cut through anything. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first. Cease!
Nice. I absolutely love that kind of flip arm because it's so long and useful for like when your bot like falls over. If you can get it just right, you can like save yourself with that flip arm. There's not a lot of other flip arms or flips that can like self-right the bot when it falls over, so it's a really useful one to have, especially with this style that you've got. Like if you've like fell over it, you can easily self-right yourself with it. It's really good. Okay. Fixed you with 18 minutes to spare. Nice. That was a good round. Ori versus Corporation. Now this is the real challenge. Corporation is always the #1 seed. It's always the #1 seed. We'll have to see how you do against the #1 seed. I'm sure he's #1 seed again.
The top seed,
Yeah.
This robot obviously in with a good chance. Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, it has a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc which spins at an incredible 12,000 revs per minute. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then.
Again, I hate his outside tracks. I hate those. And, you know, personally, my favorite kind of bot is more of like a round bot, or an oval sort of bot, rather than a traditional like square bot that would have like a ramp or whatever. Like, I prefer the ones that are like more round and unique, and like they can self-upright themselves easily as well, which is why I like those ones.
3, 2, 1, activate!
Okay, pal, let's go.
The sergeant wants a taste of metal. A menacing brute that's plenty of pain to dish out. Meet the Coopertron. The Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. The whining drill approaching, dangerous weapon this one. In comes that heavy blade now.
The back of you is able to push really well.
Matilda is hungry.
Just push him into Matilda. Nice.
Aluminium shell, very flimsy against this onslaught. It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with just the aluminium armor. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. This has all the makings of a classic battle. And in it goes! A lot of weight behind this.
He's not able to push very well.
Use of it to cause damage. In comes the spike! And it doesn't look damaged to me.
He can't push very well.
Kevlar armor giving it great protection though.
Your push is really good.
Pounded into submission. And I
Straight
think
into Sir
it's
Kilowatt.
ready to submit now.
Nice.
The axe has been broken off. No use out of that then. Nearly onto the flame grill, look out! Pushed into the clutches of Sir Kilowatt.
He's lost both his weapons.
Well so far. Here it comes again, trying to impale with the spike. No damage from the spike this time. Try a better weapon sometime, boy. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena. The Kevlar resisting
He's gone.
the attack well.
You did way better. You've done way better. If this goes down to the judges, you've totally got this. You've done so much more damage to him.
And it comes. Can it get under there? Sergeant Crash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. Up close, the flamethrower, even hotter and more deadly.
He's gonna destroy him. He's gonna destroy him.
This is
He's dead.
Robot Wars.
There's no way he's living past that.
Battering with that blow. In
Sergeant Bash is just destroying him. Sergeant Bash is just on him. He is just on him. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. That's why Sir Kilowatt came along. You know he's dead.
It's carnage, devastation. It's Robot Wars. Off comes the spike. They're gonna have to try and
Good job, Ori.
the steel resisting the blade so far.
They even flipped him. Nice. Yes, welcome, Any Old Games. Welcome, welcome. Hi, hi. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome in. This is like our last competition. You've caught our last competition that we're doing. I'm seeing how far Ori can make it through on like the average thing. Also, I gave her like inside wheels so that one of her wheels don't break. She's doing really good. Her backwards push is really good. I think you must be near the end. I've got a few trophies. I have, I think it's over 8,000 credits. But yeah, the most recent trophy I've got is the Capture the Flag one in Germany. That's the recent trophy that I've got. So that's how far up I've gone. I've also been doing a few rounds of the average competition to try and get some of my credits up. And to test how well some of the bots can do. Right. Let's go. Next. I think this is the final. It is. You're against The Rock! Oh my god! Ori versus The Rock? This is like, they're so similar. Like, the reason why I'm like so stoked about this is because these two bots, in design, they are so similar. He is like practically Ori's cousin. The Rock is practically Ori's cousin because he just has like this hook thing in front of him, but he's like the same shape sort of bot. Yeah, just look at this. Look at this. This is why I'm stoked. Not because his name is The Rock.
Sixth. This robot's been making quite a stir recently.
Look at him.
Powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack. It has a 2-speed crushing arm with more than 6 tons of downward force when it comes in for the kill. I expect to see a lot of damage caused by that.
This is
And it even
basically
comes prepared for a power cut with those strong headlights.
cousin against cousin. You are so similar in looks. So similar. so similar in looks. Can't stop the rock. Oh, we'll see about that. We will see about that. Go on, Ori, you can do it. I believe in you.
3, 2, 1. Activate! I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Doing its best to get stuck in with that pneumatic drill. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. And in he comes to ram with the spike! Attempting to crash into it! The Kevlar
You two are so
giving it
similar,
great
it's crazy.
protection there. A layer of steel over the robot's body, deflecting some of the damage. The steel armor.
Look at your push power. It's so good compared to his.
Look out! Could be.
He can snap into you, but your push power is so good.
Bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. Careful, don't drive into the pit. There's no way out of there. Bits and pieces everywhere.
Oh,
Melt them down, I suppose, and make a whole new robot out of them. I'll be wishing the steel was even thicker on there, although it may be enough. The steel armor giving it strong defense against the attack. The impact.
Is he under shunt?
Needs more force.
What's he doing under shunt?
Something as tough as this.
What the heck?
Away at the Kevlar.
What's going on here?
Deal to resist it. Keep
What is this?
Unless you've had enough of this.
What is this?
The steel taking the punishment well.
Is he waiting until the pit opens?
Metal everywhere. And the crowd
Oh
love
goodness.
it. Punching away at it with a spike. Doing their best, pushing against any obstacle they can find, but nothing damaging it so far. Heading over to push and tip it if it can. The Kevlar armor giving it great protection though.
I think you won.
Careful, don't drive into the pit. There's no way out of there. The pit opens up, waiting to welcome the loser of our contest.
Right into the pit.
In a display of appalling driving.
He said appalling driving. It was already knocked over as the pit opened. And he said appalling driving. He didn't even have a chance. Good job, Ori. That is a good win. Well done. GG's. That is a GG's. You know what? I think that deserves a GG sound alert. I definitely think that deserves a GG sound alert right there. You should do a GG sound alert real quick before we finish up. You should definitely do the GG sound alert. That was fantastic. You had zero control. Could have been to you. Ha! Very funny, any old games. Very funny. That's good. That was good competition. I enjoyed that. That was great fun. I think I've won this championship over 5-6 times now. But it's a good championship to get money, honestly. It won't work on my phone. Oh! Okay. Yeah, like, Twitch is a bit funny. It might be... The sound alerts might be a bit broken at the moment. I don't know. But yeah, no, actually, they're not broke because Scott Pack was able to do the sound alert and he was able to do the hello and stuff. So it might just be the connection with your phone. But yeah, let me just log out on this. And then I'll make it disappear. And then what I'll do is I'll try and close the app down so you don't hear the sound. Oh, I can pause it. Yeah, I could pause. There you go. Paused. Let's see. Didn't break anything, did it? No. Okay, I'm back. It's good. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have great digi days and prodigious evenings and nights. Thank you for coming. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Stop recording. Yeah.